need. I will actually print on these bags. It's possible to print on the fabric before it's sewn, or I can print on when my product is sewn. But it's important to put something in between so the color doesn't feed through to the other side. And I had a little piece of cardboard here. I will put it inside. And as you can see, I'm also using an extra little plastic tray or something underneath. Even though it's plastic all over this table, it's nice to have something that can move later on. So when I'm printing, I can move this somewhere so it's not in the way. So now I'm almost done for printing. I just need some tool to apply the color to the stamp, and we have some foam pieces. This is just, what is this called in English? Yeah. So I just, but there's like a brand name for this in Swedish, but I guess it's.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh. So what I'm doing, I'm just taking the color and try to make it even on the sponge. If there's a lot of color here, it's hard to get a even distribution. So I can also take another tray just to even it out, so it's not too much. And then I just put it on the stamp. And I want to just put the stamp down once on the fabric. If I move it, there's a risk of the print not looking good. So, and even though there's some color outside of this lizard, it should not touch the fabric. I will see. It's best if I can avoid getting any color on this wooden part, just to minimize the risk of color getting other places, but we'll try to be precise. So, also it's easier to print on fabric that's flat iron. So if it's very wrinkly, it's a good idea to iron it first. So now I'm just pushing once, and I want to press it a little bit on the diagonally. Well, kind of. Gotta have push it even harder. Yeah, but that's the idea, and you can do it several times. So if I want to make like an abstract pattern, I can use more stamps. So yeah, that's the one. No, it didn't turn out very well, but that's the I could do it again. Maybe I'm going to use more like making an abstract design.
So how long we should like keep it staying there?
Not long at all. Just press it down, and I like to kind of wiggle it a bit, so you don't have to hold it down for long at all. Just a few seconds is okay, just so that the color sticks. I think I will move this cardboard a bit up so I can make a lizard a bit higher up. So I just try to press even harder this time to see if it's better. Oh, that turned out much
that's so
better.
beautiful.
So, yeah, and I could also make different nuances if I want to make a light green lizard. Or maybe I want to make some leaves or insects or something like that. So that's...
So with these, how do you do it to come out like the rainbow, like that, multicolored?
Yeah, this is the...
Part by part?
Yeah. Now I showed this stamp.
Mm-hmm.
And stencil it's easier to make a gradient when using a stencil. It is actually possible to make a gradient as well when using this.
Okay, you just have to put different layers of colors on different
sections. So I
sections.
can make like a gradient on the lizard, but then I have to
use a tape.
Yeah, if I want to make a straight edge between the colors. But I could also, I think we have some already made colors here. So this is purple, so I could actually try out. Now this little bag will be full of different colors of lizards, but that's okay. So I could actually it would be good to clean this off so there's no green left if I want to make a very
You want the colors to be bold and
yeah,
be more
so
visible.
now the purple will be a bit
Dark.
yeah, greenish, kind of contaminated. But, and I will take a different stamp for the purple, and this is just mixed in the same way as this one, but it was already made. Someone had made a lot of colors, so if there's some leftover colors, it's possible to save it if you just put a lid in the container so it doesn't dry out. Oh, I see it's not really even there, so I want to have it very even. And now it should be a bit blended here on the middle of the lizard.
So the color is fading as it's going inside.
Let's see if I want to put this on the back side, but it's a bit wet still, so it's just a test piece. Ta-da! So that was one way of making a gradient.
Like blue.
So that's the stamp. And now making a stencil is we have a lot of different possibilities. I need to use either some kind of paper like this that's a bit shiny so that the color doesn't seep through immediately, or I can use this type of plastic film, contact adhesive.
Like a baking sheet.
Yeah. So so instead of like in this, when using or making a stamp, you cut out the shape you want, but when using a stencil, you use the outer part and color the inside. And I could actually try to make a little lizard again by folding it on half. I can just cut out the one side, so I will actually use that design as a reference. I'm doing this very fast now just to test out. And it's easier to get small details if you use a stencil, and especially if you use this plastic with the adhesive on it, because you can get it to stick very well on the fabric. So I don't know how this will turn out now. It's kind of freehanding it. And now I will not use this part. I will use this part. So that's my.
You're very good in it. It's so
it's
cute.
almost like a human more. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's this lizard human.
Okay.
So then I just have to remove this paper part, and I will actually put this on the same little bag. You can make a heart or letters or whatever you want.
Whatever we can.
Yeah, yeah. And it's also possible to. Now this will overlap a bit, but that doesn't really matter. I want it to overlap like that. But now I just have to watch out so I don't put color outside. So it would actually be good to put a little bit of extra plastic to protect that edge. So yeah, that could also work. We just took a little extra piece here. It's hard to be very precise with the foam tool. Maybe also some piece over there.
Can they be washed out?
These prints.
Stamp or the
After these have dried, I have to use a iron to
Iron.
Yeah,
Oh.
like iron it for 30 seconds, and that will make the color adhere to the fabric.
that means even if we wash it, it will not go.
Yeah, and it works especially well on cotton. I have tried printing on polyester, and it worked somewhat, but when I washed it, maybe half of the color just washed
Okay.
away. But I could see like the print but it wasn't that clear. So, but there are.
I thought it depends on the.
Also, the type of. Yeah, that's true. There are paint that's better for synthetic fabrics, but these that we have here works well on cotton and also linen or viscose or some other fiber that is more porous. The synthetic fibers they are more, if you would see in a microscope, they are smooth, so there's no way for the pigment to stick, or it doesn't stick that well. So in the same way, when stamping, putting this on the stamp, but now we'll just put it directly on the fabric. So now the paint here has to be smooth, so there's not like a big glob of color. And now this will be just purple. But again, it is possible to blend several colors if I want to. And as you can also see here, the edges are a bit more crisp than on the stamps. And as you saw on the first lizard I made, the color didn't really cover. So, but it's easier to cover by using a stencil like this. You can just put on more color if you want. So looks like I've covered it. Let's see how it turned out. So I can remove this immediately, or I could let it dry before removing it, but I'm not that patient now, so I'm just ripping it off. So, and now I just have to let this dry. It will take maybe half an hour, and then I just have to iron it, and it's done. So that's how you do it. And now I made a bit of a mess, so I have to clean up. But that's all.
Okay. So what are the possibilities of me printing on the denim material?
Yeah, and it's actually, I didn't tell you, but if you have like a darker fabric, as you can see, these are a bit transparent, so they don't show up that well on darker fabrics. But we have, if you want to get a white print, this is white color that you can use as it is. You don't have to mix this with any emulsion. If you want to make it more liquidy, you can, but you don't have to. It is already done mixture. And if you want to make a color that is very visible on dark fabric, use this instead of this, because this has already a base that covers the color of the fabric.
So do I have to put any extra color inside this one, or just the white?
This is good as it is.
Okay.
Just can take a little.
I don't want white, I want yellow. My favorite color is yellow.
Okay, so then I would take this and add a little bit of yellow.
Okay.
So in Swedish, this is cover emulsion, so it covers all existing color on the fabric.
Okay.
So these are more translucent, and this covers like ordinary paint almost. So I would use this.
And with the denim material, it's a little bit thicker, so I have to wait for an hour or just the 30 minutes.
You can just use your fingertips and feel if it's
dry.
Yeah, if it's dry, you can iron it.
Okay.
And also, I can show you where the iron is. Oh, look at this. Oh, I have to wash my hands. It's not your fault. So, because I guess not all of you have maybe used the irons that we have here. I will just take a little. I can. Let's say I made this yesterday and I let it dry. I don't have to. I can wait several days if I don't have time immediately. So let's say I made this yesterday and now I want to fixate the colors. So then I go to the ironing board, which is over here. And I think this print iron, there was a problem with it a few days ago, but I haven't checked if it works now.
I used it, but it wasn't working, so I used this one.
I think there's something that happened to this one. It's been used a lot, so if sometimes they just break down. So there's a timer here on the wall. So if it doesn't heat up, you have to push this timer. There's a little red light. So if you go home and you're like, oh, I forgot to turn it off, this will turn off.
That's good.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about that. It's good to use some kind of parchment paper just to protect the iron. So in that way, there's no chance of the color getting stuck here on it. You can see there's something that's gotten stuck here. But if I use a parchment paper in between, there's no risk of the color.
Why are you ironing? Why are you ironing when it's dry?
Because it's like some chemistry. There's some chemistry going on here. The emulsion gets like stuck to the fabric. If I don't iron the color, it will not wash out completely, but wash out a bit, but it will stick to the fabric. So at least for 30 seconds, that's enough. So now I will move on here. And we have more parchment underneath somewhere there. So when I've done this, I'm done. And I could do this on a t-shirt if I wanted to. And if you don't want to make a print on your product, you can just make a print on a separate piece of fabric or on something else if you want to. But it don't have to be anything big. It's enough just to make one figure or one letter if you want to, or one heart.
And you said these kinds of things they work.
Craft for teachers. These are different projects for different groups. Guys, it's snowy. Look at the pond. The pond is still frozen until today. Can you see? My camera is not doing the snow justice. Like over there, where you see there, it used to be a pond, but now it's frozen because of the snow. So maybe by April, the snow is gonna go away. But we are enjoying it. So it's freezing cold outside and different projects. Yeah.
A bit one less, but this is just one color fabric, so we have it here in this room.
I can't explain this one because they are none of my projects.
If you want to try it out, it's somewhere here.
You said you were going to show me something today. Is
This is the thing.
this is the thing?
Yeah, but the button. Yeah, it's the button hole. If you want.
I want buttonhole and a button.
Yeah, I can show you how to do that.
Okay.
And the buttonhole can either be sewn by hand or on the sewing machine.
No, let me use the sewing machine. I don't want stress.
Okay, but now this was the thing I wanted to show you. Okay. So now I can show you the button.
What is? Can you tell me about this, please? I know
about these balloon cars.
Okay.
often.
Are we going to do this
Yeah.
in this project?
It's in a few weeks.
Wow.
So this is a very small project. As you can see, the materials that is used are like
Milk.
leftover.
Oh, yeah.
That you can find in the
Recyclables.
trash bin. And the idea with this is that you can very fast make something, and the goal is not to maybe learn a technique. It's more about problem solving,
Mhm.
and also to integrate physics, because it's you have to think about the friction and the power output, because the engine for this project is this balloon. So the air is the power that makes the car go forward.
Okay.
So it's very experimental,
Mm.
and when we have done this during last week with these other groups, people have tried out all different kinds of methods, and that you can see here, the wheels especially has been a challenge, because large wheels can be good because they are easier to get evenly on the floor, but they can also get heavy. Like here we have wooden wheels that's already made, which is easy, but the wheels are pretty heavy. And also, how do you fasten the wheels to this little stick, and how do you get it to rotate? Some people have made this whole stick rotate like here, but some people have made just the wheels rotate. And we will later on have a little race, a car race, and measure the distance, how far it will go.
Okay.
So that can also lead to a discussion about physics and how different constructions work. And also, as we see, it's also very creative.
This one is so creative.
Yeah.
Looks like a spaceship. Oh.
Some have put more time into
this
the.
is surely that of a girl.
Yeah.
Very pink.
So it's a small project, but it can be very fun. And yeah.
These are our projects of last semester. All of these are our projects.
Yeah, a cross is a very sturdy way of casting. So making sewing like a square with what's inside. That's very sturdy. And you do that.
This is our sewing room. Many projects going on. Many projects going on. These are the fabrics here. You can get whatever fabric you want. These are the mannequins. Another sewing room. Students are inside. So you have needles and everything you need here. See you guys in my next video.
Yeah.
Love you all. Bye bye.
So